Hi students, good day. I am Alicia Celerio and I will be one of your guide to teach our lesson, which is Unit 2, the community elements and typologies. But we will just only focus on lesson 2.1, which is the community structural elements. So now let's have fun, learn, and pay attention to our lesson. So now, let's begin! So this introduction explains what a community and a barangay really is. So if we observe our barangay every day, we will see many different activities that is happening. Like for example, people buy food from a sari-sari stores and then go to the barangay hall to get some documents, then celebrate fiestas and Christmas, and then also they interact with their neighbors. So these are not just a simple activities. They show that a community has a many way of working together. So a barangay is not just a place. It is a complex and a dynamic group of people. It has different structures that serve different purposes. And the first one is social and political structure. So this includes the barangay officials, rules, and leadership that maintain peace and order. The next one is the economic structure. So this involves the businesses like sari-sari store, the buying and selling of goods and services. Then last one is the cultural structure. So this one includes traditions, fiestas, decorations, and then celebrations that reflect shared beliefs and values. In short, this lesson teaches us that a community is not simple. It is made up of different parts that interact every day. Okay, so the United Nations defines community development as a process where people in a community work together to solve common problems and take collective action. Ibig sabihin po nito, ang isang komunidad ay hindi lang basta lugar. Ito ay grupo ng mga tao na nakikipagtulungan at nakikipag-ugnayan sa isa't isa. Okay, so dynamic means always changing and active. So inside the community, there are different internal structures that help it function properly and survive for a long time. So ang bawat istruktura po ay may kanya-kanyang papel upang makamit ang layunin ng isang komunidad. So, pero yun po ay magkakaugnay o interdependent. So kapag po ang isang komunidad ay humina, maaari rin pong maapektuhan ang iba. And then lagi po nating tandaan na kapag may isang struktura na hindi gumagana ng maayos, ay maaaring maapektuhan ang buong komunidad. In short, community development happens when people work together. So it is very important to always have this word unity. So the social political structure of a community refers to how people organize themselves socially and politically. So there are rules and standards that members are expected to follow so that there will be a peace and order. And then the social political structure makes sure that people follow these laws and norms through meetings, elections, programs, and community activities. And then the community strengthens its system and maintains order. So this is what we wish for that our government should do, especially that those people in the government to at least fix the system in our country. And that will be the best way to at least improves the social and political structures of our country. So in short, socio-political structure keeps the community organized, disciplined, and united. In socialization, people learn to participate in both social interaction and social action. So these processes are common in all communities because they help maintain unity, cooperation, and development. So these everyday interactions and collective actions are important parts of every community. The table here shows the examples of common social processes in the community. So first, community social processes include everyday interactions like neighbors talking about community issues, buying snacks from a local store, and then children playing together. So these are the daily activities that help people connect with each other. Okay, then second, the social action. So it refers to organized efforts to help a community, such as the first one is the bayanihan. You know, it is a very common thing here that we do in the Philippines. And then volunteering programs, joining advocacy activities. Yes, that's all. And then these actions are more intentional because they aim to improve the community. So next is the political processes. So the political processes in the community help maintain organization and social order. So here in the Philippines, political systems and communities have existed since pre-colonial times. Even though the modern systems are now used, some old principles are still applied today. So one example for that is the barangay. It is the smallest political unit in the country. So like the national government, the barangay has a leader and the officials who are elected by the people. So this shows that even at the local level, there is an organized political system. So political processes also include daily transactions between officials and then barangay officials and then residents. So for example, getting barangay certificates, receiving vaccinations, or applying for scholarships are part of the community's political structure. Okay, so in short, political processes help manage the community and provide services to the people. Next is this economic structure. So the economic structure of a community is about how it grows financially and creates more opportunities for the people. So a community needs local economic growth to support its programs, improve development, and then provide jobs. So in short, the economic structure helps the community earn, grow, and sustain itself for the future. Local businesses activities are the way people in a community earn money and provides goods and services. So with globalization and technology, businesses now will reach more specific customers, including online services. So many individuals also start their small businesses, making the community's economy more diverse. Okay, so these businesses create jobs, provide needed goods and services, and help the community grow economically. The members as a human capital means that people in the community are valuable resources for the economy. Okay, so when the community has many businesses and economic activities, members get more opportunities for jobs and starting their own businesses. Okay, so a healthy community economy has high employment and a balance between producing and consuming goods. Okay, so providing these opportunities ensures that the community can grow and remain sustainable in the long term. Okay, so last is the cultural structure. So the cultural structure of a community is what makes it unique. So it comes from history, daily interactions, traditions, religion, and even events like natural disasters. Okay, so culture shows up in daily life, festivals, celebration, and then community practices. Like for example, people from Iloilo are known as affectionate or malambing. And the next one is the people from Cavite, which are considered brave or matapang. And then people from Ilocos are seen as thrifty or matipid. Okay, so festivals also reflects culture like Sinulog for Cebu and Panagbenga for Baguio. So these cultural practices helps a community show its identity and uniqueness. Okay, so let's do a wrap up. So all communities are characterized by social-political, economic, and cultural structures. And then the social political structure of a community is facilitated primarily through socialization, which is the process of learning the values, culture, and norms of a particular economy. And then the economic structure of a community allows it to gain sustainability and capacity to meet its goals and objectives in the long run. The last is the cultural structure of a community is brought about by the unique integration of a community's history, characteristics, people, and beliefs. So that's the end of our lesson, everyone. So I would like to thank you for paying attention on watching this video, and I hope that you've learned a lot about our lesson for today. So that's all. Thank you and bye-bye.